Welcome back to Cannabis Chronicles. Happy Sunday morning. We're here with Outlaw Grower and DesertGrowthSpurt. What are we smoking on this morning?
So this morning I'm back to that same bong that I was ripping on last week. In it, I had to go to the dispo because I'm still a few days away from being able to dip into mine. So I grabbed some lemon brulee from one of the places from out here in Arizona, from the farm is what they're called. So that's what I'm rolling. What do you got?
I'm actually smoking some of my own.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Which is it? The old strain, or are you hitting that Bruce Banner? Woo boy.
Yeah, I'll grab a nice little nug here. I just want to show I got some stuff trimming. And a little update for everybody. I've been so busy that I haven't been able to take any videos or pictures or anything like that and upload it to the YouTube or the Instagram. So I'm just going to show what I have been up to in my spare time.
Hey.
Done and ready to smoke.
Nice. Very nice.
One is done and ready to smoke.
Yeah. Look at that.
There's still my 3 outdoor plants that are doing their thing. Because it's starting to get cold, I decided to cut off the big top nugs, and then I threw it back in the tent. Or I not back in the tent, I threw it in the tent.
Okay.
I don't have anything in there right now except for my seedlings. So threw those in there, and I'm just gonna see, what happens since it's getting a little cold.
Sure.
Normally, this would be about, with this temperature, you might be wanting to get your outdoor plants done. A couple of frosts is okay, but this is what I've got right now.
Very nice. Oh, that looks good.
Yeah.
Very
This one now is I've got it laid out because it was at like 75% in the jar.
Sure.
So I laid it out. It's a little higher than I want it to be. So laid it out just for tonight. Gonna throw it back in. Should bring it down and just keep burping it.
Nice. All right, let's get this Sunday morning started off right.
So
nice. So yeah, looks like you've been quite busy. Have you had a chance to weigh any of that out yet?
no.
No.
Yeah, it's like the work days have been like 12, 13-hour days. And I just like get home, I eat, and I just like do whatever I can, get it done, and then like go to sleep.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I hear you. Yeah, I've been quite busy myself. I out of all the autos, I still have two gals left to trim up and get into jars. They're hanging in the room right now. But yeah, no, I've unfortunately mine are still in the curing stage. Technically, my first set will be ready on Sunday. That'll be exactly 2 weeks. But like I said, I literally just had to run to the dispo, so I'm gonna go ahead and just push it off till I'm done with what I picked up. And
Yeah. There's no point now,
might as well.
Whatever you got, finish that off, and then if it gets you an extra day, even hey.
Yeah. Well, and the very first one that I have ready to go, it's maybe an ounce if I'm lucky. That huge fat nug. That fat by itself is a little bit more, just ballparking right now. I'm maybe like 3/8 worth. And then I got all that bottom stuff. But I tell you what, the one that I'm kind of most impressed with is the banana clip. And I only had one of those. And man, is she frosty. And she put out it was so easy to trim that thing. It was really easy to trim that thing. And I'll bet you I got close to probably probably 2 ounces off of her. And it is just the frostiest, stickiest. I mean, I was having a hard time, keeping the scissors, even just rotating and having to clean them up. It was getting rough. But yeah, no, I got quite a bit myself, which I'll be showing off here, probably on Instagram, probably early, maybe tomorrow, or Tuesday. We'll see, when I actually put out all the jars and weigh it all down and see.
Yeah. Well, how much are you hoping for? Have you gotten like a number that you're like hoping to get at?
Yeah, realistically, so 4 ounces is what I kind of figured out I would need in order to hold me over until my next harvest. I got those photo periods already going. In fact, today, well, not today, a few days ago, I posted the one that I had bent over and then spun around the bucket. The main branch on that one is just all twisted and bent, and it's so beautiful. So yeah, you can check that out on Instagram. It's quite an insane picture of that spine. But I'll have the canopy up. That one I posted yesterday, the canopy. But then because last night I ended up going to the seed show. Not fully ready to show off all the goodies I got from there yet. I'll kind of save that for next week once
Next week.
Yeah, because again, I got there was some side stuff, not side stuff, but things that were held. So we'll go over that next week with the full details of the convention once I talk to everybody. So
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But yeah, it was a great time. I tell you what, it was pretty exciting. I can't wait to it was pretty cool. A lot of people. So hopefully we'll have it again next year. It'd be nice. So
yeah, I wish they had something like that out by me, man.
It's just gotta be patient. You guys are full legal now, so it just takes time.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
We're gonna tax the hell out of you guys, but they'll let you guys, get away with it.
So yeah, I look forward to next week when we discuss the seed show more in detail.
Yeah, we'll be able to give the full breakdown of who was there and what I personally brought home. So anyway, so you've been trimming, I've been trimming. Little rough.
Kind of sick too, so
yeah, it happens. It's been going around. So
yeah, I basically just slept yesterday. That's all I did.
Yeah, I unfortunately yesterday and the day before I basically been trimming up, trying to get like I said, I'm down to the last two. They might even finish up later on this afternoon. Realistically, I might trim them up today.
Mm-hmm.
It depends. We've had actually some decent humidity out here, so it's been slowing down the where I want it to be. So I hit 6 days on the last set that I trimmed up. Yeah, finally. It's been amazing. So, and I might do it again. If I can hold out till tomorrow, then that'll be the 6, but we'll see what happens. So
yeah, this winter, the seedlings that I got now, by the time they're ready to harvest, I'll be very slow.
Yeah.
So I'll probably even be laid off at that point because it's like a seasonal job. I'm usually off about 2 months out of the year.
Yeah.
So I'll probably be laid off, which will actually give me the opportunity when it does come to the drying this next time around. I'm going to try to create the perfect level of humidity and try to get it that 7 days that we all hope for.
Well, how about you? You might even be able to get it that 12, 14 days, man.
Yeah, I mean, if I can create the right humidity,
And get it
but
really dialed in.
normal, I'm not able to. I mean, it's like 5 days usually.
Sure. Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, just having the time, I'll just try to mess around and see if I can see what I can do. I mean, yeah, if I can get that 14 days of just hang drying and
Yeah.
then go to the curing part of it, man.
Yeah. And then 2 weeks in a jar. Oh man, dude, you're laughing all the way to the
Yeah, just yeah, and like spread it out a little bit so that some of it I can just keep curing it even past that two
yeah,
weeks.
of course.
Mm,
Oh,
mm.
well, and that's so, you asked what I was kind of hoping for. I said about 4 ounces. You know,
Yeah.
reality is I'm well past that right now, and I still got two giant plants that I got to trim down. Um,
Yeah.
so now we're talking, I got things that are going to be curing for like 3 months. Of course, I'm going to dip into it before then, but like, uh, you know, being it's just for me in the autos, and I wasn't really sure what to expect. I got a lot. I got to figure out something to do. Definitely, some people are going to be getting some gifts here shortly.
And that's nice when that happens. That's why I was asking you, because usually,
Oh,
you
I'm
know,
not complaining.
a lot of people like, they think they're gonna get a lot more than they actually get. So it sounds like you're more realistic with your expectations in the first place. And then when it comes out a little better, it's beyond your
Yeah,
expectation.
and then with all the heat I was having, I had no idea what to expect. I figured, at a very base minimal, because again, with it literally was 110 for almost 2 weeks in there before I put in that my AC Infinity,
Yeah.
you know, um, I really had no idea, so I was like, I figured if I got a half out of each, there's my 4 ounces.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You know what I was saying? Like, am I, it's not, my expectations were real low because of the heat. And again, I had never done autos before. I had no idea that I had stunted the growth basically the whole time in veg.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
doing my normal root training and like getting all that. And, people were like, no, I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, and then they explain, like, you just never want to slow down that growth ever. So,
Yeah.
an old time grower, you feel like you're overwatering like crazy because you're watering it, like the moment it's dry instead of letting it dry out and let the roots look for it. Uh-uh. You just got
Oh
to
yeah.
keep them going.
Right. Yep.
So
Yeah.
yeah, I got quite a bit, and then I got those 3 photos that literally I'm just for the timing of everything, because I'm trying to have them finish before mine and my wife leave for our anniversary. We got our 20-year
Mhm.
anniversary coming up. So I want to be like trimmed, dried, and like in the jars, and at least like the first couple days, like the intense burping, getting all the gases out, making sure that
Yeah,
is
yeah.
exact,
Yeah.
no mold.
That's
So I'm trying to give
big.
myself like, a full week of burping, and I'm trying to time everything out. So,
Which
good
yeah,
news.
it's good that you're gonna do that because yeah, you don't want it to fall
I,
short. I mean,
yeah,
if it ends up being a little earlier, you got a couple of weeks before your anniversary, even better. But you don't want it to be like, yeah, I got 2 days.
well,
So
and that's something, through sadly a lot of failure. Let me just touch on this subject real quick. We're growing these plants for 3, 4, or more months. Depending on what your situation and kind of what you're doing. Autoflower, it's 3 months. You're in, you're out. Typical photos, you'll do 4 months. Just depend. But you can go longer. That's up to you. So you put in all this time and effort, and you're doing all this long term. You need to do long term planning. You know, it,
yes,
there are very, very crucial times you can't be absent. So when it's if you have to, it's chopping time. You don't want them
yeah.
growing nanners and trying to start growing beans. So you also don't want, so if you chop it, you don't want it to like crisp out on a line somewhere because you're out of town.
Yeah. Yeah.
Same thing with the,
So
the
I would say when you chop your plant, you gotta be around. Period. Yeah, you're trimming, you're drying, you're curing, all that stuff. You gotta be around.
Yeah.
There's other times when it's vegging or it's flowering, and yeah, you want to go out of town for a little bit, you can get away with it. But that's a bad time, like that initial drying and curing stages.
Yeah. Yeah. You got to be there.
Because to me, it's the most important stage. Because you can really screw up your product if you cure it wrong or
Yep.
you dry it wrong.
Oh yeah. All that hard work goes to waste. You can have the best buds ever. And if it gets moldy, you're done.
Or you can have stuff that you didn't pay that great of attention to. That was just maybe growing outside somewhere that you didn't even really maintain that much. And then if you dry it, trim it, and cure it right, and it didn't end up with any seeds, you'll have a great quality there.
Yeah. 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 It's really,
Yeah, to me, that's the best. It's the most important stage to me.
yeah. So yeah, I'm trying to time it all out. So I'll probably kick them into flower next week.
Okay.
I'll give them one more hardcore week of like the pre-feedings, giving them sugars and like, because they're champs, man. I've been kind of overdosing. Again, I use kind of a simpler line of nutrients, but I've been like super double dosing everything for the last couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Not a sign of any problems. Like,
so what you're doubling up on is what, the P and the K?
well, so I started giving them everything. Okay.
Oh, everything.
Yeah, I'll real
Even a little of the nitrogen.
like a lot because they're still full on in veg right now.
Okay.
And I want them to produce like their 18-6
For that stretch, right?
Huh?
And you're doing that for the stretch?
Well, again, they're still in full veg.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
they're gonna store that up.
Sorry, go ahead.
They're gonna store that up then?
Well,
they're gonna use some too, but they're gonna store some of it.
Yeah, especially for that 2 week stretch when I do kick them into flower. I don't want them to start losing, use up all of what they have stored. So I want there to be like an abundance, so I don't start getting deficient in something else. Right. So I've literally, just real quick, the Earth Juice brand, double dose of the Grow. I do get a regular dose of their micronutrients. Always CalMag. You start with CalMag, okay? So not double dose CalMag. I do like a 1.5, just because that magnesium does get a little finicky in the toxicity department. But because that's the catalyst that brings all the nutrients in is the magnesium. So anyway, CalMag, double dose of Grow, single dose of the micronutrients, and then I do a double dose of their bloom product, the sugars. Okay. And I'm doing some blackstrap molasses and adding microbes like every time. Like I'm kind of going a little over. I got it, so why not use it? It's probably but
have you ever tried the I think it's their like 4th bottle, the Catalyst?
So yeah, the Catalyst is kind of like the CalMag. It's their CalMag, and I will end up getting it. I still have some left over.
You still have some of the regular just CalMag.
Yeah, from I can't remember. It's not the normal General Hydroponics. It was another similar brand though, but Well, yeah, I'm not going to throw it away. It's still
Well, no,
still good. But yeah, no, absolutely, yeah. So the catalyst, their catalyst is their CalMac, basically. And there's like a couple other things in it too. I think they have iron and one other micronutrient. But because iron's a very common deficiency, it's kind of weird. No one really realizes it. And it's kind of
I
like
mean,
a
and
trace.
the CalMag has that in it too. I mean, they got a bunch of micronutrients. If
Yeah.
you go just a tiny little amount,
So
stuff you
yeah.
don't even
So I've been
think of.
feeding those girls real heavy, like real heavy, and they are taking it like champs, you know. And these are the ones I've been like bending all the branches down. You know, they all got topped one time, but they're just all. Wait
Oh,
till you
no.
see the one. I have one that it's a complete 4-way spread, and
Mhm.
it's just like barren. Because I just spread her down. I've been training her, getting her like
Okay.
ready, and then just I uh 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 yesterday pulled everything
Spread
down.
those four. Okay.
Oh, yeah,
Are you going to start twisting them, or are you just going to leave them spread?
no, that was the final like train because like I said, I got to kick them into flower in like a week. Um,
Okay. Yeah.
so you know, I figure one hard week, let's see if any new nodes pop up. You know, from that very center, and if they don't develop, they don't develop.
I bet they will, because mine kind of did.
Yeah,
Once you spread it out like that, they just start popping up.
literally the moment you spread it out, it's the next day you'll start seeing. So
You're like, holy cow, what the heck happened?
yeah, so I figure, you know, after a good hearty week, you know, I'll see which ones are going to be great, and I'll call out the rest. And yeah, I'm just going to let them all go. And man, I tell you what, there's so many tops. This is going to be beautiful.
Oh yeah, it's gonna
And
go
for me,
nuts.
they'll finish off in December, so I can just like open up my garage and let all that actual cold air in and frost them out. A real, a real frost. It'll be nice.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna kind of try to do with my outdoors that I put in the tent for now while those seedlings are getting a little stronger. I am able to use the cold air that I've got, but not let the frost affect them.
Yeah. So seedlings, what do you got? What are you popping?
Um, just the last four seeds that I had of the Bruce Banner, I'm starting those, and those are the ones that I'm gonna send over to my mom's.
Nice.
Uh,
Okay, yeah.
to a certain point, I'm gonna take and take some clippings and make some clones for my own tent
Sure.
to do over the winter.
Nice. That's very nice. That's exciting. We'll have
Yeah,
to you know, you'll have to get her set up on like Instagram too, so she can share her progress with us.
she can barely work a phone, man.
Yeah, no, I got you.
But I'll have the time over the winter that I'll be over there. So I'll be taking pictures and stuff, showing what she's doing and how it's going.
Yeah. I'm super interested. That'll be great.
Yeah. So
So,
I'm looking.
so I didn't mean to interrupt. So, yeah, so you got the seedlings, and then you moved in those outside plants.
Yeah. So I've got that one that was spread out. I don't know what the heck to call it. The training was just like the arms are just spread out.
Yeah.
So I got that in there, and that one and two other outdoor plants, and then the seedlings. And so yeah, I'm gonna let the cold air, get them nice and frosty, and still avoid like the frost,
Hmm.
actual frost, which will kill them eventually. You can handle probably a couple of frosts before you'll want to get them, but um, also we got some freezing rain coming up too, so
Oh
that
boy.
was that was concerning, and I was just like, oh, I'll just put them in the tent and be done with
Well, you
it.
guys didn't have much of a fall, huh? Just kind of kicked straight into winter.
Dude, and that's how our spring is too, man. It's like 3 weeks, maybe.
Really?
I mean, it's maybe a month, but
Yeah,
it's all rain. It's like rain, and then it's just hot.
sure.
Yeah.
And it's humid hot too, right?
Yeah, and it's humid hot, and it's just
That real gross.
yeah. This is not the ideal state.
Yeah, no, it's when it's bad out here by me, like it's real bad. It's real hot.
But yeah, the heat.
So like mm, 3 months out of the year, it's miserable. Like I don't recommend it for anybody. You just hide out inside, you run up your AC bill and hide from the sun. But literally the rest of the year, it's just amazing out here. If you're an outdoorsy person, there's so much you could do all year round, basically out here. So,
Yeah, that's
but we got like I said, those 3 months are deadly.
yeah, basically those 3 months that you have that suck are like our only good months.
Yeah, the middle.
And we're just talking just personally. We're not talking about like growing conditions,
Yeah,
anything like that right now. We're just talking about personal.
being able to enjoy yourself outside.
Exactly. Yeah, so we got the winter sucks. Fall is it's all right, but you get like in in the middle of the night and early mornings is when you get like crappy conditions in our fall. It's great during the day.
Yeah,
Ice, you go see the leaves changing, the weather is still pretty decent, but it's just middle of the night you get some freezing rain or you'll get the frost. So it's just not great for the plants this time of year.
yeah. It's nice you made yourself that indoor, well, your outdoor tent that's protected from the elements. That'd be real. Do you have anything for heat going in there?
I do have a heater that I'm going to be putting in there.
Curious, do you have a seedling mat? I'm just afraid that those seeds you got going might get a little too cold.
Well, they're not like seeds anymore. They're
Oh, okay. Okay.
I don't know about this far above the cup.
Oh, okay.
They've already been topped and everything once.
I got you. Nice. Okay.
They're just still in like what would be considered like the seedling stage for light. They're getting close to where I would need to be up in the light, but they're still could be handling the 12 hours.
Yeah. Gotcha. Okay.
Which is what the the outdoor plants need right now. I actually got it at like 13. Just to
Like, like 13 off or on?
13 on.
13 on. So interesting.
Just to like kind of reduce it. So then I'm able to go down to 12 and then I'm able to, so it's because they're used to the light, reducing over time, whereas my other plants were just used to on, off, on, off.
Right.
I just didn't want to like throw them too far off right now where it's a shock on them.
Yeah, there's and I can't remember exactly who was talking about it, but there's somebody on YouTube, and they were saying the best cycle is actually 13 hours off.
Off. Well, that's what I'm trying to get
11 on. Like, and that's what's crazy.
Yeah, it's eventually that's what I mean. I don't know what he was doing because obviously that was an indoor type of plant.
Yeah,
I'm
right.
taking outdoor plants that are used to the time kind of reducing. So that's what I'm trying to do with
gradually.
them.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I'll go down to 13, then 12 and a half, then 12. I'm gonna shorten it down over the next like week or so, week and a half.
Yeah.
And then they'll be down to 11 so that it's kind of simulating their fall. Plus, they're feeling all that cold air. They're getting some cold water. I have very high hopes for this outdoor stuff that I did.
That's exciting, isn't it?
That is.
Yeah, that's great, man. Yeah, I just got to tell you, those jars looked amazing. That's feels good, right?
Mm-hmm.
All that hard work finally paying off, and
Yes, yes. And then now it'll actually literally pay off because I'm gonna be noticing that I'm not spending money.
Exactly. And that's, you know,
I've already noticed it. I was like, I don't have to go buy anything. I'm
it,
good. Right now I'm good. I've got probably still about a gram of the shatter between those two.
yeah.
And I mean if I'm to guesstimate, I'd say I probably got about 2 ounces dried right now, ready to smoke. And then I got about another half ounce right here. That's just about ready to, that's the one that was a little moist. So I'm gonna throw it back in the jar tomorrow.
Yeah.
And then that'll be ready to smoke in, a couple few weeks. Whenever the other stuff runs out. And there's some stuff hanging right now, which I would say is about another ounce.
Nice.
And then there's the outdoor stuff, which out of all that, I'd say I'll probably end up with about like a half pound.
Ooh, and the gifts just keep on giving, don't they?
Yeah. That one's gonna just because I know, I've got stuff to smoke between now and then. I'm just gonna take my time curing it, and it's gonna get trimmed perfectly.
Sure.
And that's the one I'm hoping that I can actually have the time to spend a little time and create the right humidity temperature
For the dry and the cure.
for the hang drying. Yeah, so I can get
Oh,
that extra time out of it on the stems and everything. Just get
yep.
all that out of there. Oh,
That'll be probably like the best experiment, because all you can do is win, really.
yeah, exactly. And just let it, as long as you can go and then cure it and just do the long-term curing process.
Yeah. Yeah, and especially because like again, something I can't really practice, but when it comes to that drying, they say you should drop the temperature too. Um, so you're like right at that place where, yeah, you get that humidity going with like a nice cool room. Dude,
Yep,
you'll be just laughing at me the whole time.
exactly. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Because I mean, what I've got so far is great, but I mean, obviously, it's the earliest it could be smoked is when I'm smoking it. So,
Sure.
but that other stuff is gonna be, like you said, some of yours is gonna be 2-3 months cured, and
Yeah.
that's oh yeah, that's I'm looking forward to that.
That yeah. That oh plenty to be had, let me tell you. Because again, just me. Just me. And
Oh,
I got jars and jars and cookie jars and like big jars, little jars. I got
it's gonna be so great
I,
when
I
yeah.
I'm looking at a jar right here next to me that I was it was all the bottom stuff, but the
Mhm.
bottom stuff that was just too nice to like just rub in the bin.
Couldn't let it go. Yeah, you couldn't let it go.
I couldn't let it go.
It's not the greatest, but it's that you're just like I got
But it's like, look at that's like the bottom. You know,
Excuse me.
those are like real tiny little buds, like
I've got probably about that same amount myself that were like that, and it was just like, yeah, I gotta keep them. And I figure I grind them up and I'll just go in with some guns.
exactly, and I'm kind of happy. Again, those were the like, oh, this is too nice to like but it was the most bottom piece, and I was like, huh, not
And
bad.
in fact, my bottom pieces, their leaves that were sticking out were so crystally
Yeah,
that not even just straight nugs. They're like nug and leaf. I'm just like, whatever, I don't care. I'll grind it up.
grind it up.
Can't let it go. I'm looking at it like I can't let it go. I can't trim that off. It looks too good.
That's
So,
awesome, man.
you know,
Yeah, trim gel's not that bad, spread out.
Yes. Spread
Something
out.
you're doing, something I'm doing. I gotta do it every few days.
Oh.
Those they're long days when I gotta do it, but it's not day after day after day,
Which you brought up something to me the other night when we were talking, and I looked at it. I'm like, you know what? I think that might be my next investment, and that was the automatic trimmer.
Yeah. They're
Uh, it looks so nice.
and so much easier.
Oh my god, yes.
You just gotta clean the machine.
No problem. No
Yeah,
problem.
okay, no problem.
My wife can do that too.
Yeah, so that's again, that's I'm still probably almost a year away for that, but that'll definitely be
Yeah, I don't, and that's the thing. I see that you can get some that are kind of cheaper, and I'm like, I don't know though. My mind always thinks if it's cheaper that it's cheap, like poorly
I'm
made.
in the same boat. Or just their
I
cheap
always go,
version of it.
my dad taught me back in the day, he's like, I never buy the cheapest and I never buy the most expensive. I go for the middle. And that's kind of what I've always done.
Yep.
So I've been looking, yeah, and I can see that I can easily spend to get a middle one, like a few $100s.
Yep. Save yourself so much time.
but but yes, I could see how nice it could be. And then there was the other thing you mentioned that was the Nug Smasher, and I'm like, oh my goodness, I need all this stuff.
Yeah,
I need all this stuff, man.
bit by bit, and the more money you save, down the road, the more.
Yeah, the money you're saving from buying, you can spend on making more stuff that you want.
Well, and that's why it was so easy for my wife to get me that light for Father's Day.
Yeah.
I on the garbage equipment I was using before, and I shouldn't even say garbage, but the entry level stuff I was using, I was able to get some good flowers out of it. So,
Which I mean, have you ever even like kind of calculated how much so far you've grown?
no, no, not
Just throw
really.
a guesstimate, you think? 20, 30 ounces more?
Okay, maybe if I'm lucky, total
Mhm.
2 pounds, 3 pounds.
Okay. I mean,
Over.
think about how much you saved just in that 2 or 3 pounds.
Yes,
That's what I mean. Just a quick guesstimate. Like, yeah, I've saved thousands and thousands of dollars from the weed I've grown over the years.
yep,
Personally, I mean, and there were some years where I made money too, obviously.
yeah,
So yeah, I mean, we've saved a lot of money, and it makes it to where you can reinvest that money in the future into something that else that you want. Like me personally, I like those concentrates, so I could see really liking a Nug Smasher.
absolutely. Yeah, you definitely when you start off, you definitely want to reinvest in your own equipment.
Yes.
Upgrading your light. Usually,
Yeah. That's your first and foremost.
but it may not be. In certain situations, maybe getting a tent is your, you know,
Well, yeah, when I mean first and foremost, I meant, your basic stuff that you started off, maybe getting the cheaper stuff or whatever. Yeah, upgrade your light, your tent if you got one, your room, uh, your fan, like you got, upgraded your exhaust. Um, things like that, that help you control the temperature and humidity. Do all that before you start, getting a automatic trimmer and a Nug Smasher.
yes, yeah. There's definitely all those things, and even all the little things, your trim bit, your jars, your
Oh
sift.
yeah. Oh
Uh,
my god, that stuff adds up.
it the list definitely goes on and on, because yeah, I mean, you nailed all the things that definitely make your grow easier and even better. you know, all those accessories you just there's, as you find out, there's always more. There's always more. But so yeah, you always want to kind of just reinvest back into your grow, get it good. And then, you know, once you get to a point, quote unquote, you know, I don't need to upgrade my light for quite a while. I have a room, so I don't need to worry about a tent. Just bought a brand new exhaust, so that should be okay for a few years, you know. And it's
and you've acquired all the little stuff over the years.
Yep, exactly.
Your humidity, you know, your humidity detectors, your
yes,
all of it.
And let me be very clear, you know, none of this was all at once. Everything was very, you know, you save up, you buy some. You save up, you buy some. You know, the only thing I did buy that was kind of like not a save up and buy was the AC Infinity exhaust, because that was this summer 110. I had to get that hot stale air out. So
yeah, plus I mean, you know, like your you know, humidity detectors, you know, $20 on Amazon. Obviously, you know, you don't save up for something like that, but you get it when you need to. You're like, all right, I'm ready, you know, order it, now you got it.
Yeah, you don't have to like be getting a whole bunch of stuff, you know, like all those kits you'll see online. You know, they're selling you something for your entire grow.
Yeah.
Which, so you're buying things you need in 4 months from now? No, like that don't make sense. So, but if you got it like that,
yeah, I mean, or if you're, you know, if you have it saved and you're like, well, yeah, I'm blowing, you know, a bunch of money, but you know that you've made an investment for the future.
Yep.
And now you know that you've got everything you need to do a full grow front to finish, then you know, you don't have to worry about spending any more money on the, you know, the small things. You know, some people that might be appealing to do, you know, for someone like me, for, you know, in seasonal work, you know, if you are new in your field and you've got a seasonal job, you got the winter off, you know, you're going to have less money coming in, you know, yeah, make that investment in the summertime and you know,
get everything you need all in one shot. You're absolutely right. Yeah.
But if you don't need to do that, then don't, you know, wait.
Yeah.
Stuff is always there. It's always on Amazon. It's always online. You can always find it.
Yeah, it sure doesn't seem like Amazon's going anywhere anytime quick. So,
Nope. So, all right. Sounds like that's about it for our Sunday morning. I know I'm gonna go back to bed and try to get a little more rest, get rid of this cold before work.
Yeah, I don't blame you. Yeah, I don't blame. Like I said, I got to check my gals.
Yeah.
Might be today, probably today. I'm hoping maybe tomorrow, but realistically, I might get trapped in jail again later this afternoon. So,
and then you've got to process all that information you got at your seed show.
Oh, it's going to be great. Yeah, I'll definitely let you guys know all those goodies and all the updates. All right, my man. Well, until next time, you stay safe.
Have a good Sunday.
Enjoy your day.
You too.